Oh my god, it feels like it's been years. But today we're back for another video, and today we're going to be talking Need for Speed 2015. But before we go into that, I just want to say a little bit of a disclaimer at the start of this video. I'm going to explain where I've been and what I've been doing at the end of the video after I've talked about what I want to talk about with Need for Speed 2015. So if you're only interested in that kind of stuff, I'll leave a timestamp in the comments or description. Click on that and I'll, basically give an explanation of what's going on in my life. Also, a bit of a side note, this was supposed to be a Need for Speed 2015 video, but I ranted a bit and started talking about Need for Speed 2019, so that's why Need for Speed 2019 is in the title. And I'm assuming most of you have clicked on this video because of the title. Bruh. I personally believe Need for Speed 2015's DLC model was one of the best we've seen from a Ghost Games game. Now, don't get me wrong, there was definitely things wrong with Need for Speed 2015's DLC model specifically, but I want to talk about a few things which I think the next Need for Speed game can really learn from, from the 2015 model, talk about why it wasn't so good in some ways, and just talk about the whole thing. I've been sitting on this video topic for weeks. I've genuinely been meaning to make this video for absolutely ages. I've got loads of things to say, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into this. Now, I'm going to start off with the negatives, because there's not actually that many negatives other than the obvious ones. So number one, it didn't really last that long. Need for Speed 2015 had updates up until, was like 4 or 5 months, if that, and then it kind of just stopped. Now, in many ways, I do think Need for Speed 2015's, DLC model, the way they handled things, was a bit of ahead of its time. Live service wasn't really a thing in 2015, 2016. We never really saw, games like Rainbow Six Siege and stuff, like, proper blow up until kind of after, and, like, nowadays, the live service model is really, really huge. But I feel like 2015 was kind of ahead of the mark, especially in the racing game scene. The only problem with these free updates back then is that, companies weren't willing to invest, I guess, in the kind of idea of it, or maybe it wasn't pulling in enough money, who knows. But in the end of the day, it didn't really get that much actual content in the long run. In the short term, it got lots of meaningful content, and we're going to talk about that in a minute, but overall there wasn't loads of content. But that kind of leads me on to the first good point. Every single update was meaningful, whether it was the drag update, whether it was the speedless update. You could argue some of these things should have been there at launch, but regardless, every single update got me excited. I was looking forward to what they were going to see next. As where if you go over to a game like Need for Speed Payback, for example, does anyone remember the Speed Cross expansion? Anyone? A complete contrast to 2015 when we got like the vinyl editor, and then we got the drag update, and every single update got me excited. There was new things to try out. It expanded the longevity of the game even for like a short term period, and I think that's something which is really important. If the next game does decide to go live service, which, like, let's be honest, every game is doing live service nowadays. It's one thing just adding things, like you can always just add things. Payback did that. It just added things, like the Speed Cross update. I don't know who asked for that. I certainly wasn't one of those people. But you can just add things, and if you just add things, I guess people will play it, and but it's not really going to add any longevity to it necessarily. You want to add things that people are going to use for a very, very, very long time. One thing that Payback really would have benefited from is maybe an upgraded vinyl editor, or increasing the wraps that you can save, because for some reason you can only save 50. That shouldn't be a thing in a AAA $60 game. One thing which I am going to say was a down point, really, was the fact that there wasn't really many cars added. There was customization parts added. I do want to say that, because that was a thing. For the R32, I remember very, very specifically, there was the N1 headlights. If you don't know Nissan GTRs, that probably means nothing to you. It's these headlights that were added into the game, and it's a very, very little thing, but for me, I know that the R32 didn't really get any new customization in Payback, so the fact it got, different headlights and different tail lights in the other game just says a lot, really. I think new customization parts is something that Go should focus on in live service. Going back to what I was saying before, I kind of went on a bit of a tangent. I think with the next game, they can add stuff, but it needs to be meaningful. Live service needs to be treated correctly with a Need for Speed game, so that means more customization parts. That means more cars that are specific to the brand. To me, as a brand, Need for Speed is illegal street racing, urban car culture. So that means like cars like old S-classes, that means Eclipses, that means, those types of cars, and then adding customization parts for the current cars that are already available. So for example, one thing that comes straight to mind, obviously the R32 is my favourite car, favourite tuner car at least. The Rocket Bunny R32 kit, like that should be featuring really at some point in the next game's life cycle, because it's a very obvious kit. I know Horizon's got it, so it's nothing to do, you know, with about getting the licenses and shit. It's a very obvious thing to do. So, you know, adding body kits like that over live service is something which I'd be really interested in. Seasonal events, I'm really torn on seasonal events, really. I think if seasonal events are done, they should be done the same way they're being done in the Master Chief Collection. So in the Master Chief Collection, you can basically earn seasonal points. This is just through a normal XP system. You get points through playing, and then you can actually go back to any of the other previous seasons and unlock content retroactively if you miss out on a season. That is the way every live service game should be doing things nowadays. There's no excuse for me, you know, doing it any other ways. That is the way it should be done. The fact that you can't unlock content, you know, after a certain point in other games isn't really on for me. I talked about this with Forza. I would really appreciate if you could go back and retroactively earn stuff. Likewise, if you were playing before an event and you just wanted to grind out seasonal points so you can unlock everything in the next season like instantly, I think that should be a thing as well. Reward the players that are actually playing your game. I think that's the way that seasonal events should be done. I hate this battle pass system that is in every single game nowadays. I think the only one that's doing it right is from what I've heard from Halo. Every other game, it's like the more time you put in, the more stuff you get, which is 100% understandable. But then once you miss that season, you miss that season. I am still salty that I've missed the M3 GTR from Forza Horizon 4. I'm still salty. That's the way I would do it. That was the way I've always envisioned live service and getting battle pass stuff, is retroactively earning points where you can kind of go back and earn them. Kind of like COD points, what that was like in previous games and in the Call of Duty franchise. There's definitely ways you can go around it, but I think personally for me, that's how I want to see it be done. I went on a complete tangent there talking about Need for Speed 2019 a little bit. It's just, these are the ideas that I always think about. I told you I've been sitting on this video for a while, and it's just, there's a lot of things I think in the landscape currently which can definitely be proved upon. I think a lot of people are just kind of banking on this Fortnite system, which has proved so well for that game, but I just think there's definitely ways of going around it which are better. Anyway, let me know what you think about this idea that I've had in like the card up somewhere over there. I'm gonna have a little poll. Would you rather have that system that I've just explained, or would you rather have the actual normal seasonal events where you maybe get a bit more exclusivity to the content that is in each season? If so, I guess if you are more of a hardcore player, you can go ahead and, you know, kind of show off that. Or would you rather have the system where you can still retroactively go back and get skins and get points the way it's done in Halo? And I'm going to quickly explain that because I can't imagine loads of people know about this. The way it's done in Halo is that you can unlock, you know, skins, badges, etc. by actually buying them with the points that you earn through XP. And then obviously, like, say if it was in Need for Speed, a car or like is going to be a lot more points than say a vinyl is, are not purchasable through microtransactions. These are purely gameplay, you know, points that you get through playing the game and earning XP, and you can basically stack these after you've unlocked whatever you want to unlock, basically. So if you only want to unlock cars from the battle pass, you can only unlock cars from the battle pass. And the way that this works, and the way which makes this really interesting for me, is it really filters out all the fluff in the battle pass, like for any game, anywhere really. There's so much fluff that comes along with it, you know, things like stickers and emblems, which, yeah, okay, there might be one or two that actually catches your eye, but it gets rid of all that fluff, and it just kind of comes back to that meaningful content point, which I talked about earlier with Need for Speed 2015, and that's just something which is really, I'm really passionate about this idea, to be honest. I don't know, maybe I might have to mention it to Ghost next time I see them, because this is genuinely, like, really, like, important to me, that they nail this kind of aspect of things. Anyway, I went on a bit of a rant there, a bit of a tangent. That actually ended up being a really good video from, like, what I've just heard myself say. I don't do any of these videos, like, with a script or anything. This is all, like, off the top of my head. But I'm gonna leave that there. I don't want to go too much further, because, like, I feel like I've said a lot in this video about live service, so maybe I might title this video Need for Speed 2019, How Live Service Should Be Done. Maybe that's more of the title. Anyway, like I said at the start of the video, I'm going to be talking about where I've been. It's been weeks since I've made a video and stuff, so I kind of just want to talk about that, what's happening with me in my personal life and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. So as you may notice, I am in a different household. I am in between houses at university. I finished university now, got my final grade, got the grades I wanted, so that's fantastic. I actually was hopefully be starting a new job very, very soon. I'll be actually like making stuff with cameras and whatnot, so I'm not going to talk about it too much because, you know, that's a different story for a different day. I might talk about it in my Discord if you want to go ahead and join that. Link's down in the description. But yeah, obviously it's been a very busy time with me ending university and whatnot. I haven't forgot about this. This is still like one of those things that I'm very, very passionate about. I know sometimes when you go away for a long period of time, some people can get that misconstrued. This is still what I want to do full time eventually. But it's just in a position at the moment where like I can't really. It would have been a perfect world if after uni I could have done YouTube full time and I could dedicate like a lot of time to this. And it's not. It's still something which I am going to dedicate a lot of time to. You're never going to go, you know, 3 weeks without hearing from me again. I'm going to be, hopefully, fingers crossed, going to Gamescom. So that's going to be a big thing. I'm really, really excited to go out there again, and I've got a few other things planned here and there with other, you know, big companies. So with the YouTube channel in mind. So I'm just going to leave that there. I don't want to talk about that too much because there's a lot of big things happening in this space, a lot of big opportunities, you know, with next gen coming and whatnot, and I'm just going to leave that there, let your mind kind of sizzle. I'm not going anywhere. Videos are going to be harder for me to make because I'm currently, my setup is completely different. If I get the camera here and show you, like I'm using my laptop, which is absolutely dog shit, and I've got like the dual monitor setup and stuff, but as you can see, it's really bare bones. I've only got my Xbox there, and yeah, it's going to be a little bit harder, but at the same time, you're not going to go that long without hearing from me again. It's just about getting more in the swing of things for me now. And with Gamescom, hopefully that kind of just kick me in gear to get back to where we want to do. I'm really happy with the quality of content on the channel at the moment. I feel like some of the videos I've uploaded recently have been the best ones. We're still in the planning phases, but Drivecast is going to be coming back. I'm going to sort that out tonight, actually. I'm going to sit down with the boys and sort out, you know, times and when we should be here and stuff. But Drivecast is coming back. That is 100% certain. And that's going to be uploaded to this channel again. So, you know, I'll talk about that, you know, when that comes around to it. But that is going to become a weekly series again. And that's something I'm really passionate and I really want to do. With me having less time with an actual job now, the podcast is something which I still want to keep up, because even if I upload maybe 1 or 2 videos and then a Drivecast each week, that's something I'm really passionate about and I really, really want to do that. I feel like Drivecast for me it's really close to my heart, and we have dropped the ball recently, but I feel like it's something that we can really kind of nail back on, and you know, that's something I definitely want to do. I just want to reassure everyone, you know, who has stuck by me for this long that I'm still going to be here. I'm not going anywhere. This is still one of my proudest achievements in life. Like, and it sounds so stupid, but my YouTube channel is genuinely what has got me the job I've got now. And to think that I got bullied for this back at school, and now like it's literally what's got me my job in the like real world and stuff. You know, the amount of opportunities, the fact that, you know, I'm traveling abroad for all these companies and getting all these amazing opportunities, that's all thanks to you guys. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who is watching this video to the end of this video. Anyone who's made it to the end, you know, of this video is staying here for a reason. Most other people would have clicked off 3 or 4 minutes in. If you've watched it to the end and you are watching this now, you are what I like to consider a loyal subscriber, and that honestly means the world to me, especially not after uploading for weeks on weeks on weeks. So I want to apologize for that. We're gonna get straight back into this. No new friends, no new. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit the like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. If you have anything you want me to talk about, Need for Speed 2019 related or not, let me know down in the comment section down below. You're probably going to see a few more of these commentary videos over the gameplay videos in the next few weeks, just because of my recording setup. But I'm not going to be going away for like that long again. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit the like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys have been awesome. Stay safe and peace.